Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Well, today I thought I would show you how we can turn our Izzy Bizzy doll into the Incredible Hulk. So, what I've done, this is my Izzy Bizzy doll. She has detachable, I shouldn't say she's a boy doll now. So he is made, if you look at my, and I will link them, if you look at my first few videos on how to make the Izzy Bizzy doll, there are 5 parts. The first part is the legs, the second part is the torso, the third part is the head, and then the fourth part is the base wig. The fifth part of the original Izzy Bizzy doll is the little dress. Now, you're not going to need to make the little dress, but you are going to need to make the legs, the torso, the head, and the base for the hair. Instead of changing up your colours, you are going to do your whole entire doll in green. There is going to be no underwear in white for the underwear for the vest or for the underpants. You're going to do the whole doll. No socks. You're not going to do the frill around the ankle. You're not going to do white for the socks or black for the shoes. You're going to do him completely in green, okay? And then once you have done those first 4 parts of the video, this is when we're going to actually do the little bits that tweak it to make it turn it into the Hulk. And these little muscles are detachable. And I've got a smaller one here and then a slightly larger one here for muscles. So it's just a normal arm, as you can see, that we've added the muscles to. And I've done a larger bicep than the, I don't even know what this part's called, but there you go. Okay, so there's 2 sizes of muscle that we're going to make, and that's what we're going to do today in our tutorial today. And then for the face, I've just added 1, 2 and 3 bands for the eyebrows going up like this, and then 1 and 2 and 3 for the mouth just going down to give him a sort of scowly look. You don't have to do that. The hair is added the same, so you've still got your detachable wig. Now the reason that I've done it like this with detachable muscles is because a green skin doll is fabulous to do a witch as well. So I'm going to be working on doing a little witch and Frankenstein. So we've got the bolt coming through the neck. So I wanted things to be interchangeable. So what I'm going to show you to do today is these muscles, the detachable muscles. And then we will have a little tutorial on how to do the shorts. These are just little purple shorts. And then I'll do the shorts in a separate tutorial. And then I'm going to show you just how to put his eyebrows and the little scowly mouth on. So let's get started. We're going to do the detachable muscles. I'm using green, okay, and it's going to be very similar to how we did the little standing skirts for our princesses, okay. Take 2 bands and pop them on your hook like this, and then we're going to take another single band and we're going to do our slip knots, our little single crochets all the way around. I'm going to move the muscle out of the way, there we go. Go back through. So you're doing your single crochets around these 2 bands. Okay, there's my next one. So you're not working with a magic ring. Our magic ring is our 2 bands here. And the reason I've used 2 is just in case one breaks. Now this takes about between 12 and 14 bands to go all the way around. And you're going to end up with 4 of these, 2 for each arm. I didn't do them on the legs because the legs are wider than the arms, and so these 2 little bands that you're using as your magic ring here are when you stretch it, it doesn't really look as great. So what you're going to do is just fill these 2 bands up with crocheted single crochets like this. So let's count how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're going to do 12. Here's 11 and oopsie, 12. You will need a stitch marker. If you don't have a stitch marker, maybe grab a C-clip or something, okay? That'll help. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. So this is our first stitch here. See, we've got the little teardrop here, not this little bit here, just this little bit here. Push your hook through. And we're going to do a round of single crochet followed by an increase. So let's do our single crochet and put your little stitch marker on, and then the next stitch is going to be an increase. So you push your hook through the second stitch and we do 2 single crochets in this stitch. There's number 1 and let's do number 2, and then the next stitch we do a single crochet, and now we do 2. There's 1 and 2. Pop through again for 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. Oopsie, come back here, you. 1 and 1 and 2, and back in here for 1, like that. Okay, now we have, as I said, the 2 muscles. We have 5 rounds for this one and 8 rounds for this one. So I'm not going to do all of them with you. I will do an 8 round one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I'm putting my 8 little bands here to signify each round. I'm going to push my hook through, take my first one from this pile, do my single crochet. All we're doing is single crochets, okay? Move my stitch marker onto that one, and I'm going to take from my pile over to the left here that you can't see, and we're just going to do 8 rounds of single crochet. You're going to do 2 of the 8 rounds and 2 of the 5 rounds, and they're going to be finished exactly the same way. So I'll do the larger one with you, but then you're going to be on your own to do the other 3. And you're just doing single crochets, no increases, no decreases, just 8 rounds of single crochet, just like we did to make the little standing skirt for our princesses. I'm using the Rainbow Loom lime green. And this is a good colour skin tone for, as I said, a witch, Frankenstein. You could do a zombie doll, a voodoo doll. Okay, so I'm back to beginning. That actually I went through my first stitch here, so I'm going to move my stitch marker, and I'm going to take my next stitch from this little pile here. Izzy's very keen on me doing one of the Monster High girls. I think she's Frankenstein's daughter or something. I don't even know her name. And she's got the black and white striped hair and green skin and a little tutu dress. So even that, you know, you could work for that one as well. And you would just take the muscles off. You don't need the muscles. And when I showed Izzy this, and I will be doing this, she said, "Mummy, it just looks like Izzy Bizzy doll, feeling a bit sick, wearing swimming armbands." So, okay, I have to make her a swimsuit and do these little muscles in yellow or orange as little armbands for her swimming outfit. I was extremely disappointed today. One of my subscribers, thank you so much, shared a link with me of somebody from Thailand who has remade video of mine on the Izzy Bizzy doll. Absolutely devastates me that I can spend so much time creating something and somebody comes along and steals my work. My next round, so take one from my little pile here. And I thought at first this person was, you know, just sharing my work, and she had put my channel and everything like that, which is basically just she's trying to get views by linking to me. And then I looked at her account and I'm like, you know what, she's stolen. She's done all my designs on my standing princesses, my witch, Ariel, Elsa and Anna. It just revolts me. Makes me feel so sick, and it really makes you wonder why bother continuing when you have thieves like this out there. Devastating. And back to the beginning, and I know that one just fell there, so move my stitch marker. I just find counting these little bands out for my rows is a good way of not having to stop crocheting and write down what round I'm on. It's just easier to do it this way. Now, if we were doing the smaller muscle for his forearm, this would be our last round. I'm going to continue. I'm doing the larger muscle for the bicep. Oops, go through there. As I mentioned in some other videos, if you don't have these little stitch markers, C-clips work just as well. Oopsie. I have to keep my little piles of bands separate. Oops, make sure you go through both loops, not just the inside loop. Second to last round. Move your stitch marker. A lot of you have been asking me which size eyes I use. I'm using the 9mm toy safety eyes. You can get them from Amazon, you can get them from most craft shops would sell them as well. And I do have a variety of sizes. I have 6mm, 9mm and 12mm, and the 6mm are great for the smaller projects, and the 9 seems to be the right size for this type of project. Oops, I don't even know. Oh, it was there. We've got one round left. Come back here. Okay, my last round, push my hook through, move my stitch marker, and around we go. Now, you can see, there we are. This is my last round, I should say, of single crochet. We have one more round to do after this, which will actually be our decreasing to allow it to sit more closely to his torso or the top of his arm. Now whether you're doing the 8 or the 5, it doesn't really matter. It's the same way to close off. So what you're going to do, oops, let's push that one through properly. Come here. There we go. Go through your first stitch again, single crochet. Move your stitch marker so you know where to finish. You're now going to do a decrease, okay? And we're going to do a decrease on the outer edge here. So go through the, instead of going through like we would normally go through both loops like this, we're going to do what's called an invisible decrease, and I'm doing it on the outer. So you're just going through the outer loop of both of those 2 stitches and drawing through. Now the reason I'm doing it just through the 2 stitches, if you go through 4 stitches, it gives you a bigger lump and you can feel that. And the next stitch is going to be a single crochet and then a decrease. So go through the loop on the outside and the second loop on the outside and draw them in together, and then a single, and then a decrease again, 1, 2, draw them in, and a single, and then a decrease. So just continue with this till we get back to the beginning. And this is my last stitch. Go through the first stitch again, and we're going to do a slip stitch to tie off. So put your band through, add your loop and tie off like normal. Remove your stitch marker. You're going to tuck this tie off band inside, so flip it over, and then you can see these little V's. You're going to push your hook through these little V's, through a few of them, and pull that tie off band back through, just so that it's hidden. Don't pull it through so tightly that it distorts the top of the band. Now of course you're going to see a lump here, which is where it joins. You've got one row higher than the other. You can't help that, but if you put that near the armpit area, let me just move these bands out the way to show you. So when you're putting that on, if you put this little knobbly bit by his armpit, you're not going to see it. Stretch open your front end like that, and the knobbly bit goes at the underarm area like so. Alright, so that is how his muscle sits. It's not going to be flush or tight to his arm particularly. You want to be able to move it, okay? So this one actually looks a bit loose, but I think it's going to be absolutely fine. The bands will relax in. You're going to do the same with the 5. When you make it, you splay it open and pop through so that he's got the defined shape of his muscles here, okay? And that's how we did his muscles. Alright, now for his little face here, let's have a look at how we did that. I used black bands, and I'm going to unpick just one mouth and one eyebrow and his mouth. So I'm just going to put my hook through here and unpick this one. Alright, so there's my tie-off band. I'm going to unpick it just to show you what I did. If you can have a look here, it's a single band. Alright, I've gone through here, I've pulled my single band through, okay, and I've put one over the other. I've then found my next placement for where I want the next band to be, and I'm going to take my second band and pull it through, and I'm going to add this loop to it like so, reclaim, pull one over the other tightly, okay, and then I'm going to tuck that tie off band inside his face like that, and that's exactly the same as how I did his eyebrows up here. The difference being with his eyebrows, my last band was green so that it tied into his skin a bit better. Let me show you with that one. For the eyebrow, again, I only used 2 bands. So I put one band from here near his, almost sort of where the nose would be, so one band, and I pulled it through, reclaim, and one over the other, and then the second band I go through the next part at an angle because I want him to look like he's angry, pull the band through, add that loop to it, so I've then reclaim just that single band, one over the other, and then work out where you want the end of that brow to be. And I kind of want it to be about here, so I'm going to poke my hook through, grab a green band, pull it through, add that black loop to it, reclaim, one over the other, and pull tight. And again, I'm going to try and make it so that I can hide this green band inside his head like so. Alright, so that's how I did his eyebrows and his mouth. So our next tutorial, shorts. See you back here when you've done your Incredible Hulk with his muscles and his scowly face. Take care.